So, my name is Arianna Trozze, and my research is about prosecuting financial crimes involving cryptocurrencies, and I'm part of the Center for Doctoral Training in Cybersecurity at UCL. Now, as we know, cryptocurrencies have some legitimate use cases. In particular, the decentralized finance ecosystem has facilitated a lot of new different services like decentralized exchanges, stablecoins, and lending platforms. However, these technologies are also employed for various nefarious purposes like Ponzi schemes and frauds and money laundering. CipherTrace suggests that DeFi is a particular epicenter of crime, with more than half of the $432 million lost from hacks, theft, and fraud in the first quarter of 2021 being DeFi related. Despite the magnitude of cryptocurrency-based financial crimes today, enforcement efforts really do remain in their infancy. And while some scholars suggest that there is a need for specific cryptocurrency regulation, others consider predicate offenses like wire fraud sufficient in prosecuting these crimes. So ultimately, my research seeks to develop a model for prosecuting cryptocurrency-based financial frauds using existing law and computational methods for evidence extraction. So the first part of my PhD examined reasons for previous financial crime cases involving cryptocurrencies successes. I explored the impact of offense, defendant, and evidentiary characteristics on the mode of disposition and penalties in the 37 resolved federal cryptocurrency-based financial crime cases in the US at that time, including those involving organized crime groups, using bivariate analyses and logistic regressions to determine relationships among the variables. Ultimately, I found that the presence of individual defendants only in a case, rather than a corporate defendant or a combination thereof, and the use of only a cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin in committing a crime each made a case less likely to be resolved by dismissal, trial, or summary or default judgment when controlling for the other variables. Now, why might this be? So first of all, individual defendants may have less resources to fight a case through to trial. It's generally harder for them to avoid facing charges altogether without the corporate veil to kind of shield them from the law. And I will note that in some cases, individuals who were running companies did appear to face charges, but then managed to avoid doing so on behalf of their companies. Our finding about the type of cryptocurrency used is perhaps because a lot of the cases that didn't involve Bitcoin at all were really unsophisticated scams. So a defendant would probably avoid going to trial if, based on the evidence, they had pretty much no chance of winning. Unsophisticated criminals might also be less successful in evading charges altogether, which again would result in summary or default judgment. One of our most surprising findings as well was the absence of blockchain evidence that was used in these cases. We know from previous research that evidence does impact case outcomes, and blockchain evidence has been used successfully in various private civil cases. So in response to this, my current research is about developing a machine learning model to detect securities violations from decentralized finance token smart contracts, the results of which could feed into prosecutions and which I'll use to build a model case, which I will sort of try before a mock jury in future studies.